Okay, welcome to Audio and Reviews. I'm going to be doing things a little bit differently today. I don't have as much time as I normally do. This is part of a tour and I have a limited amount of time with each of these. So I'm going to have to do both of these in one video and just briefly run through the specs, do a quick unboxing, and then talk about sound for a little bit. I almost didn't make a video, and I am going to write reviews on these. Because of the time constraints. But I thought, you know what, this has been such a cool experience. I wanted to share it with you guys. These are quite expensive in-ear monitors. The Thummim is $4,500. The Homunculus is $1,700. So I just kind of wanted to give you an idea of what it would be like if you were to purchase these and what the unboxing experience is like. And then just kind of describe to you how the IEMs feel in your hand. They're made out of titanium, so they're made out of really, really high-end materials. The sound is really amazing. So just the whole experience has been quite a treat, really, for me. And so again, I just wanted to kind of chronicle this and also, again, share this experience with you guys. So let's get started. So when you open it up, you've got this artwork on the outside, some rib cages that splits open as you open it. So that's an interesting approach, pretty cool. Let's see, so we have some packaging and some foam here. We've got the name Homunculus Magic Series MMR. We'll set that aside. And it also comes with a couple of stickers, golden black stickers. Put that there. And then we have contents of the box. We've got a case and then the two in-ear monitors here. So we'll go ahead and take the in-ear monitors out, set those aside for now, and pull the case out, close that up. So the case is pretty cool. I like the artwork on it. Almost has kind of a tattoo style artwork to it. Of course, it's a heart with wings and some flames, and looks like definitely has a rocker kind of theme going on with the black or the silver zipper, dark silver. Very, very cool looking case. It's not a hard case, it is a softer case, but it feels quite premium and durable. The zipper is definitely substantial on that. That is not a cheap zipper, and it feels nice and smooth when you open it. And let's see what we have on the inside. We have some ear tips, and it's a nice assortment of ear tips. So you have quite a good selection of ear tips. It looks like you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different pairs, and they feel quite. All of these were a little stiff, except for these two down here. These are not as stiff, but the rest were pretty stiff. Really good isolation and good seal. I found myself kind of gravitating towards the larges here, right in the middle, the yellow ones. Those seem to just work best for me. And then we have the cable. I'll pull this out. And the cable is made by Elitech, if I'm saying that right. And the cables on both of these, the Thummim and the Homunculus, are really, really nice. Feel very premium, very supple, and of course they have the 2-pin connector clearly marked left and right. And we've got the name Elitech printed on the connector here. It's got a cool splitter on it. And this one actually isn't as heavy as it looks. So the cable is quite, again, supple, it's light, and it sounds really, really good. A very, very nice cable. So let's set that aside and let's take a look at the in-ear monitors. Okay, so let's quickly go over design, specifications, fit, and comfort of the MMR Homunculus. These are made out of pure titanium. It says on their website that it's made from pure blocks of titanium. So that is really, really impressive. I love the outside color here.
and the shape is just really cool. As far as the design, I love the design of these. We've got the MMR logo on the inside. We have, I'm not sure if you can see this in the video, but there's a little R right here on the inside of the 2-pin connector here. And of course we have the nozzle, a little bit of an interesting angle. We'll get into that in a second. We've got some lines that are engraved into the inside of the shell here. And the overall feel of this in your hand is premium. It just feels so nice. There's something about a titanium in-ear monitor when you're holding it in your hand. It just feels substantial. Not that it's heavy, it just feels premium. Now, as far as fit and comfort, I did have some fit issues with this, again, because of the angle of this nozzle right here. It just seemed like I had to work with it a little more than I'm used to trying to get a proper fit. And the nozzle on the Thummim is really, really long, so you can get a really nice deep insertion on the Thummim. This one, it was a little bit of a shorter nozzle, and I had a little bit of a tough time getting that nice deep insertion. And also this edge right here on the bottom, right back here, seemed to just push on the inside edge of my ear a little too much. And over time, it began to irritate it just a little bit. So I did have some fit and comfort issues with this. Now, as far as isolation, once I got a good seal and I found the tips that worked best for me, the isolation was excellent on these. I didn't have really any issues with noise bleed at all. So the only issue I had with these was for my ear getting a proper fit. And then also, again, a little bit of discomfort with this sharp edge right here for my ear. Okay, so I just want to briefly go over the sound, just some quick impressions, as I need to spend more time with these. I've got a few more days left with them, but my initial impressions of these are quite good. The treble is very smooth, not super energetic, but very detailed. The sound stage is wide. Imaging and instrument placement are excellent on these. The mids seem to be, I can't quite put my finger on it yet, but it sounds like the upper mids are a little more forward than the mids. And it seems to be affecting stringed instruments, guitars, violins, pianos, like the higher notes of the piano, just a little bit. But overall, it's good. But I have to listen more to it. The mids are detailed, great clarity, and overall, pretty just overall solid mids so far. Again, I have to listen to it some more to really try to figure out what's going on there. The bass is really good, more of a mid bass and bass emphasis. I wish there was a little more sub bass. But overall, the bass is textured, layered. Wish it had a little more impact. It does have some impact, but just wish it had a little bit more. But overall, I would describe these as more on the warm side. But man, I tell you, the overall sound signature, despite those little things I was noticing with the mids, the overall listening experience with these so far has been quite excellent. I'm really enjoying these a lot. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about the MMR Thummim. I really love the approach to the packaging. It almost has kind of I feel like I'm opening up an ancient artifact of some kind, a scroll. So the packaging is really quite unique on this. All right, let's take this off. Now, again, talk about unique. This is really quite stunning, this case. This has got to be one of the coolest cases I think I've ever seen. Of course, it's all leather. Feels quite premium. Really cool design on the outside. I was curious what Thummim meant, and the term is related to like an object made out of like a precious stone or metal with symbols engraved on it, and it's mounted on like a breastplate. So hence the symbols, and also the precious stones and gems. When you look at the shape of the IEM, it'll all kind of make sense. Again, metal magic, you have kind of this magic theme here with the symbols on the outside. All right, let's go ahead and open this up and take a look at this presentation right here. So again, completely unique. I've never seen anything packaged quite like this. So this is quite an impressive presentation. You have the IEMs right here and the cable. Let's go ahead and take the IEMs out. We'll set those aside for now. And we'll remove the cable. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and close this case up and just set this right here. And this is kind of an interesting combination here. You have the ear tips, which this is the same assortment of ear tips you have on the homunculus. So that's the same. So we won't bother going over that. And then you have the cable here. And again, these cables are both very premium, I think. I'm not sure which one this is. I got to take a look at that, but I think this one is a little bit better than the cable that comes with the homunculus. Again, this is the $4,500 pair of IEMs. So I would expect a nicer cable. And this is an Elitech cable. It does feel a little bit thicker and a little bit stiffer, but not too stiff. It's still very supple and feels good to the touch, and is just a gorgeous cable. I love the design of this, and the connectors, the black and silver, and you can see the little angle cuts here. Just looks really cool. I love that. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about the specifications, design, fit, and isolation of the Thummim. We'll start with the design. I absolutely love the design of this IEM. This has got to be one of my all-time favorites. And that's one of the things with MMR. It seems like they're really not afraid to take risks. And I mean, but the designs of both the Thummim and the homunculus, again, these are just super unique and just so creative. I absolutely dig this completely. And again, I think when I was talking about the meaning of the name, objects made out of precious stones or metal, this just ties in so perfectly with that name. I think that's super cool. Now, obviously, you can tell that this is quite chunky. If you look at the differences in thickness here between the Thummim and the homunculus, you can tell that the Thummim is quite a bit thicker. And also, if you compare the nozzles, I was talking about the Thummim having a longer nozzle and better extension, so you get a deeper insertion with the Thummim.
and which I'm really glad they did that, because of the weight of this right here, that extra insertion you get, it kind of helps keep the IEM in place, and so and again, and it does, but it does affect the comfort, and I'll get into that in a second. But so also I wanted to talk about this 2-pin socket here. I was reading about the design of this socket right here, and it actually it says it's got an internal spring structure so that it kind of minimizes wear and tear when you're plugging in and unplugging your cable. So this little, because that's we all know that older IEMs, when you're changing cables, plugging them in, unplugging them over time, that can start to wear on your socket and the pins on your cable. So I thought that was just one little extra cool detail that they added in there. Again, when you're paying $4,500 for an in-ear monitor, those are the types of details to attention that you can expect at this level. So the design's amazing. Absolutely love the design. And it's got that long nozzle. Now let's get into the specifications. So these are actually, they've got 9 triple hybrid drivers in these. And if I understand this right, so it's got quad electrostatics drivers, 2 vented mid, 2 highs, 1 bespoke 9.7 dynamic Foster dynamic driver. The frequency response on these is 10 hertz all the way up to 80,000 hertz, and have an impedance of 35 ohms. The inside, all of the internal parts are mounted on a 3D printed chassis, and with all the sound waveguide printed within that chassis. It's all in one piece. So again, those are just the types of things that you can expect when you're paying that kind of money. The detail and the craftsmanship that goes into these is just stunning. It's on a whole other level. And also the internal wiring. It's high purity, pure internal wiring with like a special solder that was developed by Elitech, the company that made the cable. And lastly, I want to just go over the comfort of these and isolation. So again, like the Homunculus, I did have comfort and fit issues with the Thummim. When I was talking about how the weight because of the longer nozzle, it does help kind of support the weight of the in-ear monitor. But because of that, what happens is the weight of the shell causes the tip to put pressure on the top of the inside of your ear canal. And I was noticing that it was after long listening sessions, there would be some discomfort because of that. And they also stick out quite a bit. So that was the only thing I noticed. I didn't notice it at first. It took quite a long time for me to start noticing that pressure that it was putting on the inside of my ear canal. So now, as far as isolation, these isolate amazing, and I imagine probably because it has to do with titanium, and you can see how thick that is, and so the isolation is quite good. When I got my seal, I put these in, I got my music playing, and I didn't hear a thing. Now again, and like I've said in my other videos, I don't have a super noisy environment here, so there wasn't a whole lot of noise. I think the TV was going and it wasn't even turned up, and my family was having a conversation. But it's not like I'm testing these out on public transportation, trains or on flights. So, but I can tell you, in normal listening environments, you will have no problem at all with noise bleed through. So let's go ahead and talk about the sound now. The name Metal Magic Research, the word magic is appropriate when it comes to these, and I'm going to tell you why. One of the things we'll talk about treble, mids, and bass, and the overall sound signature. But the first thing I want to talk about was the 3D holographic capabilities of this IEM. I've never heard any other in-ear monitor with the capabilities, the holographic capabilities that this has. It frankly kind of blew me away. Now, it doesn't have a super wide sound stage. One of the things it talks about is it has a kind of a spherical, I forgot what the exact term was, but spherical kind of staging or imaging. So even though the sound stage is not wide, it is a pretty intimate sound stage. The depth and again the instrument placement and the overall holographic qualities of this are, again, nothing I've ever experienced in any other in-ear monitor. I've heard that the Noble Sultan has really amazing holographic qualities also, and I'm going to be getting that hopefully here in a few weeks for testing as part of this tour. So I'm really looking forward to that. But to that, right away I noticed that I was listening to the Blue Note, the new album that they put out recently, and it's kind of a jazz. There was an instrumental song on there. I can't remember the name of it, but there's kind of like a choir kind of sound. And then there's some percussion that's kind of the way things are laid out in the overall the soundscape, the way it's recorded. These represented that song amazing. So again, and that was one of the things that's why I said I wanted to spend a little more time on the Thummim than the Homunculus, because of that special aspect of these. Now I did, as far as the actual sound signature, I kind of preferred the overall sound signature of the Homunculus over the Thummim. But again, there's special things about both of these. I love both of these. So the sound signature of the Homunculus is what I would describe the Thummim is kind of like the Homunculus in that it's more of a warm sound signature. Definitely has more bass and mid bass than the Homunculus. And the treble is just a little bit smoother on the Thummim. So the mids are definitely it's more of a mid bass presence in this. The sub bass, I wish, like the Homunculus, I wish the Thummim had a little more sub bass presence. But the texture and layering is still there. Now, I did notice with jazz and acoustic music and classical that these struggled just a little bit with that. Rock, electronic sounded amazing with these though. So depending on the type of music that you're wanting to listen to with these, that may be, if you're going to be spending $4,500, you may want to take that into consideration, that jazz and again acoustic, classical, those types of genres, although they sounded really good, it's just not perfect. Where these shine again are vocals, really good vocal presentation on these, and again rock, EDM and electronic sounded very good with these. So again, the overall presentation is mid bass and bass forward on these. So definitely a warm sound signature. And the treble is, even though there's not a ton of treble presence, it's still there. Again, the extension on these all the way up to 80,000 hertz is just ridiculous. So the level of detail and clarity it's some of the best I've heard. So just to kind of wrap everything up, overall, my impressions of both of these, I've enjoyed listening to both of these. I love the designs of both of these. Again, MMR really just, I think they when it comes to design, they think out of the box. And for the price that you're paying for $4,500, you're definitely getting, with the unboxing experience, the overall design, the feel, and the sound. It's on a different level. So I was completely blown away with the Thummim. Absolutely love this. And the Homunculus for $1,700. Also, just a great presentation, stunning design. Again, the only issues with these, and it is something to consider at these price points, is comfort. But anyway, so again, I'm so grateful to HeadFi and Bara and MMR for allowing us to be able to use these. I'm going to be passing these on to the next reviewer, and I'm sure they're going to have a lot of fun with these, like I did. So really appreciate you guys taking the time to watch my videos and share the videos, and all my new subscribers. Again, I've been having a blast doing this. This is one of the coolest things I've ever done, and I just hope I can keep going. Again, I've got videos on the Dunu SA6 coming up soon, hopefully, and also on the Theaudio Monarch. The Theaudio Monarch is long overdue. That's going to be coming soon. And then hopefully, when I get my hands on the Noble Sultan, I can do a review on that one as well. So hope you guys have a great day, and we'll see you again soon. Thanks so much.